Some of you may have seen the questions that I posted on my story yesterday to prepare for today's little session. So the questions that I posted were intended to provoke some thought. Now we have 4 minutes to discuss the purpose of life. So do you think we can do that in 4 minutes before we meditate? It's a tall order. But I posted those questions because I want your gears up here to start turning. And I want us to start learning to see life from different perspectives. The way to live a fulfilled life is to see life, is to see it, is to see the world as clearly as possible so we can make the best decisions. Okay? The purpose of life. So the questions I posted, there were 4 of them. The first one was, did life on Earth happen just by a fortuitous concourse of atoms or by chance? Or is there some type of intelligent plan or purpose that created life to emerge on Earth? Whether it was by chance or by design, is there a purpose? Is there a reason for life to have emerged on our planet? If so, do you believe it's possible for us to know what the purpose is? And the next question would obviously be, what is that purpose? Purpose of life. Many times in the classes and seminars and workshops that I lead, the most common response is, it's to be happy. Is that the purpose of life? What do you think? Is the purpose of life to be happy? Is the purpose of physical existence to suffer? Some people say that. Nice and cheery, right? Who wants to be brave and type it? What's the purpose of life? No, Suki, some people think that the purpose of having a physical body is to experience suffering. We have 1 minute left. Let's figure it out. To live our Dharma. Mom, see, to know God. Acceptance. Oh, wow. Wow, these are good. You guys are good. To live our Dharma, to know God, to practice acceptance, just to be. All of it. You need the happiness and suffering to grow. You guys are smart. To be. So the answer is yes to all of those. We need the happiness and suffering to grow. The planet is a school. Earth contains different grade levels of experience for us. Different avenues to learn things. Different methods by which we can experience, and then through that experience, we see results of actions that are put into place. And if we see the results and make connections and put the dots together, we can learn how life works. And when we learn how life works, we can work to eliminate some of that pain and suffering for ourselves. And then what? Whenever we learn something, being quality, high-minded stewards of our bodies and of the planet, we need to teach. Once we learn something and figure something out, we teach. So being on Earth is like attending school. And then once we learn our lessons, it's like rungs in a ladder. Once we climb a rung, we pull up those who are climbing right below us. And if we need help, we look up and someone on the rung above us can offer us assistance. Learning lessons, and then in turn we share and teach. Teamwork. So we're on this planet together as different little cells in a larger body, or different aspects of one being. Just like we have organs and systems that make up our body, human beings and all life forms make up the divine life. And there's a reason that we feel separate. There's a reason that we feel individualized. And the specific reason is to learn how to re-evolve back into one. The definition of yoga, union. What are we unifying? Our fragmentation will be re-realized into unity. So let's make that practical. How do we practicalize that purpose of life? Well, we need to figure out what our individual part is. What individual notes are we playing in the symphony? If each instrument is playing their proper notes, the symphony sounds good, and life becomes smooth and it sounds pleasant to the ear. If some of us are playing out of tune notes, discordant sounds, life seems rough and not uncomfortable. So how do we figure it out? Well, we get in touch with the part of us that already knows. And the part of us that already knows our dharma, our life path, where to put our next foot, the next step in front of the previous one, is our higher self, our soul. And we do that through touching our higher self and our soul. And it's a process, it's a practice. It takes lifetimes of practice. Not just every day like we do here, which is obviously part of it. It takes lifetimes to hone that skill of contacting our soul and learning what our dharma is. But we have tools, we have hints and tricks, and learning to quiet the mind and get in touch with our inner wisdom is one of those tricks. Very practical. So let's calm the mind and practice a technique of raising our awareness that we're going to do this morning so we can touch our higher self and hear the voice of our soul speaking to us what our path in this life is physically, where to put our foot down next, which direction to turn next, how to see the signposts and evaluate. Let's do that together. Celine, life is school. School's in. It's Monday morning, let's go to school. All right, let's meditate together. Sit tall, please, and close the eyes. Adjust your spine so it's straight up and down. Let's do a body scan to make sure that we're not tensing or clenching anything. As you begin to breathe deeply, put your awareness into your feet and legs and relax them. Move your awareness up the body, relax the muscles in the pelvic area, the lower abdomen, the chest and neck, relax all that, relax the arms, face and head. Slowly inhale and exhale. Inspira, expira. Inhale, exhale. Okay, please open your eyes for just a moment. Take your peace fingers of your right hand and just touch them to the middle of your forehead, between the eyebrows. Okay, you see what I'm doing here? So just touch there. And then take the peace fingers from both hands and touch your temples. Then close the eyes again. Keeping your fingers gently on your temples, just begin to sense the middle point between the temples, inside the head. Continue breathing slowly and deeply and just bring your awareness to the middle of the brain. Once again, touch between the eyebrows with your right peace fingers. Keeping the peace fingers there, please close your left nostril with your pinky and your ring finger and slowly breathe in and out through the right nostril only. Keeping the right nostril open, continue slow inhales just through the right nostril. Left nostrils closed, slow and deep inhales in and out through the right nostril only, stimulating the olfactory nerves, the nerve endings that receive smell and they in turn vibrate the left brain hemisphere, stimulating the left brain when you breathe through the right nostril. Now please change sides. Just put your thumb to your right nostril, close the right nostril, open left nostril, and slowly inhale and exhale through the left nostril only, deep and smooth. Now you're stimulating the right hemisphere of the brain, creating energy and balance in the hemispheres. making the breath as even and smooth as you can. Inspira, espira, working on my Italian. Okay, now please release your hands back down to your knees. Keeping a very slow and controlled rhythmic inhale and exhale through both nostrils now. Becoming sensitive to prana, sensitive to life energy. Remembering that we're more than our bodies, we are more than our thoughts, we are far more than our emotions. You are a soul, you are spirit, temporarily occupying a physical body. Now, in order to uproot our consciousness from the brain and become intimately unified with our soul's consciousness, there's a technique that we're given by the tradition of the Himalayan masters. It's just a very simple kriya, a movement of awareness from the point between the eyebrows into the midbrain and then back. It's a very simple movement of awareness. And it's said to help release the bondage of our awareness to our physical body such that we can experience the soul. So the technique is as follows. Let's become aware of the point on our skin between the eyebrows, the surface of the forehead. And now this is natural breathing, so we're not shaping the breath. As you notice the body inhale, move the awareness into the head, into the midbrain, the point between the temples. And then as your body naturally exhales, just move the awareness from the midbrain back to the surface of the skin. Inhale, awareness and energy moves into the brain. Exhale back to the surface of the skin. Very simple pulsation of awareness with the breath. Very simple. On the inhale, awareness goes into the brain. On the exhale, awareness goes to the surface of the forehead. As you're practicing this kriya, have the intention to experience bliss. Just have the intention. Have the intention to become light, to become unburdened by anything physical, anything emotional, anything dense, anything dark. Allow bliss, unconditional bliss to unfold. may find that this movement of awareness begins to occur spontaneously. If that's the case, don't worry about linking it to the breath. Just allow the inward movement to the third eye, the outward movement to the surface of the forehead. Independent of the breath is fine. Keep the mind focused. Now relax the technique and just be still. Allow your mind to rest and focus on bliss unfolding. And know this is a quality of the soul. When we make real, when we tangibilize, make tangible a quality of the soul, we become our soul. Bliss is a quality of your higher self, of your soul. Manifest it. Be the soul. I encourage you to stay for a while longer and continue to cultivate this sense of bliss, whatever that feels like and means to you. Continue to reorient your awareness to that of the soul. Be the soul and realize your true home, your true dharma, your true place. Everything else will fall into its place. See you tomorrow morning. Namaste.